This video is about my communication aids. I am going to talk about my two Tobii iSeries AngryPad 12. I had my iSeries from Tobii for about 7 years. It used eye gaze technology. The software on it was called Tobii Communicator. The machine itself was robust. It stood the test of time. I took it everywhere with me, schools and colleges I visited, to families and friends, and to nightclubs. It remained in perfectly good conditions after being knocked just a bit. The software, Communicator, was, and still is, a brilliant suite of programs. For example, it has email, a word processor, WhatsApp, Facebook and QuickTalk. These facilities are known as page sets, and each page set has pages. For example, the QuickTalk page set has a page with a keyboard on, plus various different buttons, such as word prediction, phrase prediction, buttons to other pages such as the edit page, and of course, the speak button. Even though this page of the QuickTalk page set is good, the user can change it like other pages. For example, they might prefer to have a bigger or smaller amount of word prediction buttons, or they might like a few buttons with set words on, words such as and, I, and to. As it is word prediction, it remembers word patterns which the person uses. This speeds up their typing no end. With the phrase prediction, if the user wants to say, "I would like a cup of coffee please," and the phrase is already in the phrase bank, the user can just type coffee, and the phrase would come up in the phrase prediction. When the user selects the button, it writes it out. There are also a speak button, a button for clearing text, and buttons to go to different pages. Users can create pages as well. Different pages can be created about different topics on, for example, one page could contain family members and another containing people at school or college. Within the software, there are WhatsApp, Facebook and email page sets to make it easier for the users. Even though users can use the standard WhatsApp and other applications on the computer, it is easier through Communicator as everything is nicely laid out on buttons. For example, in the email page set, there are buttons for sending and composing, which user can just look at. Email, Facebook, WhatsApp, and the word processor have their own page sets, meaning users can customize the layout. Users can either use this using eye gaze or a switch. If they use a switch, there are a whole lot of settings which can be changed, such as the scanning speed, the scanning patterns, such as how it scans through the items on the screen, and the user can add pauses when users press their switch on a row and it starts scanning across. I have been using Communicator for many years and I love it. I love how flexible it is. I have recently got a new communication aid and that uses a different software package. I still use the software on my computer. Here is a demo of me compiling a sentence using an extremely modified version of QuickTalk. This is how I type in Quick Talk in Toby Communicator.
Cool.
Since my iSeries was getting old and things stopped working, I got a GridPad 13 from Smartbox with the Grid software on. The GridPad is a very powerful machine and quick. Mine has a Toby PCI camera on. Users can choose which camera to use. I chose to have the Toby PCI camera because I have been using that one for years. On the Grid software, which operates in roughly the same way as Communicator, users can customize each layout to suit their needs. Toby Communicator has page sets, and the Grid software has grid sets. Similar to Communicator, GridPad can cater for users who have various levels of language skills. For example, some users might communicate using words and some with pictures. Smartbox has lots of ready-made grid sets, either on the machine or users can download them. Just one example, there is a grid called SuperCore, which is words which are used for most of our sentences. For example, it has words such as the, and, I, you and a number of others. The grid has next word prediction in order to speed up communication. As well as those features, it has buttons which take the user to other pages. The language is organized in different word groups. On the left in yellow, there are words referring to people. Also, the verbs and action words are in green. If the user wants to write another action which is not on the grid, they can select the button at the bottom for more action words. On the action page, not only does it have more action words, but it has subcategories as well. If you want to know more about the Grid software, the link to a video in the description below. The main grid sets I use are Fast Talker, which enables me to talk to people, and the Phrases grid set, which allows me to edit the ready-made phrases. Fast Talker has a keyboard and word prediction buttons at the bottom and a message window at the top. It also has various buttons which lead to different grids. I use a standard layout, but users can customize the grids to suit. The Grid software has the same features as Communicator in terms of using WhatsApp, Facebook, and other applications. Here is an example of me using Fast Talker in the GridPad software. This is how I type my messages in Fast Talker. It is difficult to say which one best suits my needs. If someone is thinking of getting a communication aid, try both of them and others. I would advise anyone to not limit themselves. A communication aid is like an interface between the person and the world. It is important that they find the right one,